And right on time as always. How are you? Are you in there?
Yeah, I think maybe. Oh, this is.
Yeah, I crooked. I made it. It's a little crooked. Not too much. There we go. Right there. I moved it a little bit so it didn't look like I was looking too far off over there, but that's good. All right, what's up, everybody? Let's smash. Let's smash that like button. Thank you, guys. Welcome, everybody, to another amazing Tuesday. Off season is ripping right now. This is, it's always busy, and I don't know. Almost every year, you're like, wow, this is the craziest off season. But I think truly this is one of the top craziest off seasons that maybe we've ever had. With the,
you think? I was thinking about that
for
yesterday.
sure. I think there's been always crazy ones. I mean, losing all the guys that we had, like losing Skinny, and like it's always wild for Dynasty, you know.
Yeah.
But dude, Houston Heat disbanding. Tauntauns are now officially disbanded, but they're gonna maybe merge with Aftershock. We've got like so much stuff going on right now that it's absolutely crazy. Like Dynasty has a big shakeup. That's what we're gonna talk about quite a bit today. But man, it's.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say it's not the craziest.
Really?
Yeah.
If anybody out there can actually come up with a more exciting off season, because I think if anybody could do it, you guys could.
Like the Latin Saints one was crazy. I mean, the Impact.
Yeah, but there was
one
just
last
one.
year
It was just
kind of
not really. Latin Saints was one shakeup.
Well, so I guess like more so like. This is more. This is kind of crazy just because like there's I feel like kind of like a team, like a full team shift. Like there's a big shift happening with like
multiple teams.
Yeah, no. That what I'm saying is like teams versus players. This is like team heavy. Like this is like.
Yeah, like entire organizations.
Yeah.
Which is why I think that's crazier than just like one organization like the Latin Saints sprouting up and then stealing a bunch of players. You know, I think that there's just it's been crazy. And actually, we're gonna get right into it. We're gonna get right into it right off the break. So as I thank our sponsors, we're gonna jump over to the NECTR projector because we've got our first guest that's already ready, and I think that maybe he's gonna be able to clarify a little bit of the things that we've been talking about here. We're gonna welcome Mr. Matty Marshall into the show right now. Let me get him ripping here. Application capture. Yeah. There he is, Mr. Matty Marshall. What is up? Let's give a little mic check real quickly.
Testing 1, 2, 3, 4. How do we sound?
You guys, can you hear him? Can we see him? Can we hear him? I mean, I can see him. Let me just. I'm gonna get the projector ripping here a little bit better.
Testing 1, 2, 3.
Gotcha.
No, you're good. Matty's good.
All right.
Your voice is godlike as always, golden, and you look great. You sound great. You're performing
Appreciate
great.
it. I mean, I'll take the sound great. I'm 47, about to be 48. I don't look great anymore.
I'm just reading the comments.
I look like Santa Claus, bro. I'm cool with it, dog. At this point in time in my life, you gotta just let it go, let go and let God occasionally. You know what I'm saying? So I'm at that point right now.
Well, yeah, man. Thanks for jumping in last second. I mean, we're like finalizing off-season crazy wildness, and
yeah, what are we allowed to talk about?
We're gonna talk about it all. But I do want to ask you this. Do you think that this off season is kind of the craziest in maybe possibly ever, or?
I wanted to stop you and be like, are you about to ask me if this is going to be the craziest off season ever? Because that's literally the question we always ask ourselves
every year.
What's funny is, well, we ask ourselves this like when we do our shows. I got a show, Major League Paintball Plus. I love doing your guys' show. Marcelo and Tyler crush it with everyone. The shows are great. Coach, so there's tons of shows. It's great. But we have these conversations to discuss all the drama, and we are asking the public, hey, we got people in the chat. I can't see it. Normally I can when I'm there, but whatever. We're like, hey, is this the craziest one ever? But no bullshit, when you and I, or me and Spicker are getting beers, or we're kicking it, we're having like a regular ass conversation offline, we ask ourselves that same question. It's not bullshit, dude. Because every year it's wild. This year is started off pretty wild, not gonna lie. We'll see how it all because it kind of just kicked off, dude. I feel like Cup was yesterday. I'm still recovering from Cup.
Mm-hmm. Tell me about it.
Fuck, dude, that was a gnarly 5-day event. Anyway, but yeah, so Yeah, what do we want to discuss?
Wait,
Well,
did
you
you?
didn't
hold on,
even
you
answer.
didn't
You didn't even answer the question.
Because Ryan and I were just debating it. That's why I was like,
Not yet. Not yet.
So you
I don't think it is
You
either.
don't think this is the craziest offseason?
I don't think it is.
Not yet. Dude, we had a fucking expansion year not that long ago. Have you guys like completely forgot all the crazy shit that's gone down?
No,
Yes.
I didn't.
I have.
I
old.
didn't
I'm
be-
old also. So refresh my memory as to how like teams disbanding, being taken over,
God.
like all
Yeah,
this.
it's
No?
we are. Let me put it this way: it's heading into what could be the craziest off season that we've had, but that's a subjective take because again, subjective meaning you
Obviously.
could argue it either way, right? So, yeah, I mean, it just last year was crazy because it depends. Like, where's the movement at the? It's so there's 20 pro teams, right?
Yes.
So if there's a ton of movement at the bottom and in the middle, you could argue that that's not as crazy as tons of movement at the top. If you're seeing marquee, iconic players that have been around and, institutions on teams that have been there for years and they're making moves, decimating what was a championship roster, which we've seen in the past couple years, or like the best dudes in the business, the highest paid dudes, they're making moves and they're jumping teams. They're going to, the big boys are playing ball and spending shit tons of money. That's a different type of conversation than at least what we're starting to see at the beginning of this year. Because if you're looking, again, I'm just making an argument here. But if you look at the top, okay, so PB Fit, are they making any moves? Not yet. Legion, are they making any moves? They probably are, throwing money at a couple dudes. Maybe they can they get Sergey back next year? They would love to get some depth. They got money. Is X Factor making any moves? I'm just going down the list. That's one. That's two. So PB Fit, congratulations on epic year. Paintball legends in the books, Hall of Famers. Then you got Legion, second place. Took the first place just away for a brief moment from Fit. We go to X Factor. Haven't really heard too much. Maybe a few things here or there. Are guys going to retire? Is Cole going to retire? Is Archie going to retire? Who knows? Then we get to Impact, right? So I have a couple moves there. So now we're getting to some moves. Tampa Bay Damage just came off of a World Cup victory. That's fifth overall. Even winning World Cup, fifth. Okay, and then it starts to get interesting. Now we're getting into Tauntauns, Heat. Uprising hasn't made any moves yet. We got Dynasty. I don't know, Ryan, you tell me what we're discussing here tonight. I just got the bat signal went up. Hey, Maddie, jump on the show. I'm like, all right, what are we talking about here? So anyway, I'll get off my pedestal for a second. But do you understand what I'm saying here? You understand the context and the nuance that I'm trying to add into the
I
conversation?
understand.
Maddie-
That question is for Ryan.
I had made up my mind before I had even asked you, and whatever you just said for the last 5 minutes, I don't even know if I heard a word you say.
No, first of all, it wasn't even 5 minutes, bro. Jesus Christ, you are getting old. You've been shot in the head way too many times.
That's for sure. That is the truth. That is an objective opinion. Yes.
Yeah.
That is
So
a record stat.
I again, a lot of these movements are happening mid-tier down. The top is not moving yet that much. I mean, unless,
Okay, yeah, and I mean, arguably, and this is like the thing about how the teams have been disbanding is those top tier teams may not need any bodies,
No. I mean,
right? That's like one of the things. But you got to
Bro,
think about
if
like the teams that are no longer around, and like just shuffled, just.
okay.
I mean,
yeah.
there's been a
welcome-
rebirth of
I mean, bro, I've been here for 30-something years, dude. That's like how this works.
Yeah.
I mean, like, how many teams are just in the dustbin of history? And that's why I love you guys so much, is because somehow, some way, lo and behold, 26 years later, you guys are still relevant and the best team ever. Fucking A, that's amazing, dude. That's why I love you guys. But most of the, just like most of the human beings that have existed ever are in the, like they're just memories now. I mean, that's kind of a lot of the pro teams, and the fact that a lot of these teams have stayed around. That's why I want the Ironman to stay around. That's why I want teams like Impact to stay around. It was sad to see Sarge and the Smith family give up ownership of Houston Heat. That's an end of an institution. Those guys were, that family they were paintball patrons forever, since 2012, dude. It's fucking, we're about to be 2026 here in less than a month. So when we start to see movements like that, then I'm like, okay, that's sad and a bit of a change in the hierarchy of things. So I could see that then would go a little bit more towards your argument. However, this is how it's been since the beginning. It's always been this way. And the fact we even have 20, we can make an argument as 20. Do we want to have 20 pro paintball teams? Would it be better if we had 16? That's a different conversation, maybe for a different show. But Anyway, as it stands right now, the shuffle is happening. This is just how it is. So I don't know. We're still early, dude. I mean, bro, it's barely cracked December. You know, like World Cup was a couple weeks ago. I like that. I appreciate all the leaders and the GMs of these teams making moves quick. You know, it's like Ryan, when we talk sometimes, I'm like, hey, dog, you need to get hopping on this because, like, shit ain't going to wait around forever. So get cracking on it.
I know. And speaking of which, you know, and we're gonna announce the roster changes, and pretty much I'd say we're at like 95%. Still one more piece that we're gonna hash out. Probably not today.
You were going into 99 and then you cracked it back down to 95. So
well, I had to do some quick math in my head, exactly how many people on the roster, how many people in the staff, and then so it's like 97%. I think is a little more close to where we're at, really. But yeah, so well, first of all, big happy holidays to everybody. I hope you guys all had a wonderful Thanksgiving. I saw Maddie just, what was it, Saturday night? Yeah, Friday or Saturday?
I think that was
Friday
night.
Friday night.
Yeah, Friday night.
So yeah, Kyle and I spent Thanksgiving together. Saw Maddie the next day. So and we were talking about a lot of this stuff, and you know, pretty much a lot of the stuff that's been happening. There's lots of rumors on what's happening with Dynasty, who we're gonna make moves with, the Tom 4 thing, and a lot of the news kind of leaked out before it was official, which is why you don't want to make anything official till it's official. And it was no knock on any of the players involved in the trade and the deals. It was just you know, Tom with his I would say beautiful and very, very eloquent accent. You know, he likes to shoot from the hip a little bit. You know, he gets very excited about stuff. I'm equally as excited. But we moved fast and tried not to break things. So you know, officially we have taken on Tom 4 as in a management and advisor and consultant role as part of the upper echelon in the Dynasty organization, and with that we also are able to retain the services. It's just really exciting, actually, because a couple of these guys, actually all of the guys that we picked up so far are I think perfect fits for Dynasty. So I want to first of all thank Tom for in general. Go ahead. Yeah,
I was saying, so you got 16 dudes is what you're saying.
We don't have all 16.
dudes?
We don't have 16 dudes, yeah. And look, the Tom 4 thing came out quickly because he told his guys immediately rather than, you know, allowing them, like, stringing them along. And he wanted to get them out so they can make moves on their own sooner rather than later. Unfortunately, it all also happened, like, right during the holidays, which also was, like, Black Friday and Cyber Monday. And so a lot of guys had a lot of things to focus on. And so... yeah, we got Tom 4. Tom's always been a big fan of the team. We've been a big fan of Tom. We've actually partnered in the past. We did the Dynasty Arsenal thing when we took over Europe for a little while, and we were really successful out there. He's a great dude, so we're excited to be a part of that. Next on the list, I guess we'll start up front and then move our way kind of backwards a little bit from this. ABJ, fresh wheels and legs. Lots to work with, I think, and you know, Kyle, we were talking about it too. Is like, he's got a ton of ahead of him as far as a career path. And I actually, when I was talking originally with Yosh, because Yosh was really high, he's like, he's coached him a bunch. Obviously, the speed is going to help us quite a bit to get some more sting.
High on him.
Yeah, high on him. What did I say?
Yosh was really high.
Oh, Yosh was really high.
high on him. I think you meant. Yeah.
But reminds me a lot of Mike Urena when we picked up Mike Urena, right? I think Mike Urena might have been a little bit more green than this, but like very attentive to a lot of the information that he receives and like ready to like put it into
for sure
into practice. So we got him. I also talked to Arturo about it. Arturo's like pumped. Arturo's like, dude, I think that's fantastic. Thanks for, you know, bringing it up.
Yeah.
Next up, I think one of the things that Dynasty's always really thought about is when we pick guys up, especially, is like who gives us a lot of trouble, like who's really hard to play against, right? I remember that was the case with like Devin Odell and Archie, Chad George, Billy Bernaccia. Those guys were always like menaces to us, and that's something that we always look into, and that's also why we picked up Chris Shear one of the times. Like he was always in there, like always alive and being like just a little pain in the ass. So Stephen O'Mara is also on the squad, and I think that he fits that definition extremely well. He's always just been one of the most tenacious dudes to play against. And, you know, thinking about it too, because I don't have a whole lot of interactions with O'Mara aside from being on the other side of the field, and he's kind of an asshole. But that's like the best type of teammate, right? Because he's like on board with the squad.
No, he's a great teammate.
Yeah, I'm stoked. I'm really pumped on this one, and that's gonna give us more depth in that like 1-2 kind of like intermediary zone where like kind of where I play a little bit, you know.
But he can also play anywhere. Like he can
play anywhere. He can fit. He
did your role on Arsenal.
Yeah, exactly. There we go. Thank you, Michael Montanari. Yep. We've got Weaver on the team as well. Maddie, you and I have talked a bunch about Weaver.
I'm big. I'm as Yosh would say, I'm high on Weaver.
I'm high. I'm high.
I would love to be high right now. I'm not, but I'm definitely high on Weaver for sure. Big fan of Weaver.
Yeah.
All this dudes actually. Again, I was kind of letting you kind of lay it all. Drop
no, go ahead.
News,
yeah, you can take it from
before
here.
I mean, yeah, dude. Weaver has been. Let me put it this way. So we have these. My garage is an absolute disaster right now. But I was.
This is your garage?
Yeah, this is my my studio in my garage. I have two kids now.
You were at the
Two kids
library.
now. Yeah.
My office got cannibalized, and so I'm in the garage. Anyway, I have all these coins that I give out. I'm the keeper of the coin, right? And these like HORMESIS coin duel coins, and we have these, 2 verse 1, 1 verse 2, and 1 verse 3, which doesn't happen that often on the pro field. Also, Alex, he's probably not watching right now, but I'm gonna need some more coins for 2026. Anyway, but I'm probably not gonna need any more of the 1 verse 2, 1 verse 3 ones because it's rare. I've given Weaver so many of those dire situation coins in the past couple years because Weaver is so good in down body situations. He has saved his team's ass so many times, regardless of what the teams he's played for the past couple years. And so I'm looking forward to seeing him on a team where we can get a little bit more survivability. Hopefully that's where Dynasty's going in 2026. But yeah, Weaver's great, man. And ABJ is, he's a gentleman. He's a student of the game, and he's very much about trying to, get to that elite tier and help his team win tournaments. So I like that pickup. It adds a lot of depth. It adds some wheels, gives you guys options. And then O'Mara's been one of the funnest guys to watch as long as he's played the game. I love Stephen O'Mara. Is so fun to watch. Anytime, whatever team he's playing on, he's always in the mix. Like he is an all-star because if we did like a legit all-star team game every single year, he would always have been an all-star in every team that he's played. Because like you said, when you play against whatever team he's on, you have to worry about O'Mara because he can play the 1, he can play the 2. You're not really going to put him at the 3. He can play we've seen him in the middle. We've seen him on the D side. We've seen him on the snake side. He's not a specialist. He really is a jack of all trades in that 1-2 spot, and he is relentless. So I think he's going to be good for you guys. I mean, I could spend, as I have with you on Friday night and other people, I've had this conversation multiple times here, past 5-6 days, but there's a lot there, and I think it is going to be really good. So I'll give it back to you to see what else, any other news that we're breaking here. But because we go in the weeds if you want. I mean, we can talk.
No, we're going to. So I'm gonna get through because we got one more roster ad that I think we can announce right now before it gets up onto. I think it's going to the NXL here in about 10 minutes or so. Also, Dynasty will be making a post as well. I don't know if I was supposed to do that or Junior from BFPgear.com was supposed to do that. But we do have Junior coming on at 5 o'clock also. So I'll he'll bust my balls if I was supposed to do it. Then a recent free agent and a player that's been on our team before, Mike Urena will also be coming back and joining Dynasty. So that's a heavy hitter. Very versatile, has gotten better since he left Dynasty, and he was already really good when he was on our team. So that's going to be a huge upgrade as well.
Here's what I like about Urena. Urena has shown on Impact that he's more than just a bully in the snake. When he starting in elevation, he made a name for himself, and we're like, oh, okay, this guy's got athleticism. He's got natural aggression that you cannot teach. We all coach divisional teams, and there's probably a ton of divisional players. Maybe shout out to Alliance, Mortal Enemy, Narcos, TJ Bastards, all the teams that we coach, right? One of the things that that the coaches all talk about is there's certain shit that we can bring it out in you a little bit, but if there's not a seed of it that exists in your soul, then I'm not going to be able to give that to you. And that is one of those, the biggest things is aggression. Another one that's even more important than aggression, because even if you take there has been instances of hyper intelligent guys that are they have to have a little bit of aggression, but you can burn the aggression into them. And if they're a little over analytical, we can burn that out of them. But what I've seen out of Urena is now he's naturally aggressive and has emerged a more complex style where he's not one-dimensional. That is huge. That you cannot overstate the importance of that at the elite level trying to win paintball tournaments. That is the prime mover if you want somebody that's going to help you win paintball tournaments, is you have somebody that can drop the hammer and be a bully when they need to. Again, contingent. And anyone I've ever coached, they know that I use the word contingent a lot. Contingent on the situation, because every decision we make is contingent on what's in front of us. What positions do they have? What do we have? What's the score? What's the time? We are not just robot. We breed intelligent killers on the teams that we all coach. That's what we try to do, right? And Urena has proved to be every year that every single time I see him play, he becomes a more and more intelligent killer who is ruthless when he needs to drop the hammer. He can be the bully, but we've also seen him kind of play that role where it's diversified. So I love that for you guys. That's huge. So when you add, an Archie Barnes Jr., you already have Arturo Andrade, then you get Mike Urena. So it adds a giant, huge bulk. Yeah, you lose Danny, but did you guys lose Danny? Is that the situation?
Yeah. Unfortunately, we let Danny go. Danny and Troy were let go as well, which is the very difficult part of this whole paintball thing, especially with Dynasty. We're not like one of those high, net worth teams where it's just a business transaction and we're like, hey, we're paying you a bunch, so see you later when we're done with you. It's very difficult to do any cuts in there when that sort of thing happens. So those are tough ones. But yes, Danny, and I believe truly that he'll make any team better as well, because he was pretty much our little bulldog. He was the guy that went in there and did the dirty work and he was versatile. He played on both sides of the field. A lot of the events, he would play on both sides. Yeah, so that's kind of what I'm looking for out of this new roster. Yeah, Danny's great. Danny, the Big Show Shownower. I think if he still wants to do this, I think this actually might be the best thing that ever happened to him. I know he's probably like, fuck out of here, Matty. Me getting let go from Dynasty is not going to be the best thing that ever happened to me. But I've seen this in many players' careers where things don't work out, and then they go to a new camp, and it just, for whatever reason, it lights a fire under them, and then now we see the best version of that guy.
That happened to J-Rab too after the Diesel thing.
Yeah, it's happened. It's definitely happened. Trying to find the best example in my mind. The most recent one is probably J-Rab, because...
Well, Fedorov too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Fedorov's a good one. But let's just take J-Rab, perfect example. So J-Rab's going through some stuff. I did a show with J-Rab. It might be in our archives on Major League Paintball Plus, and he was just brutally honest. Shout out to J-Rab, man. He's, we're gonna see him here actually, I think, in a little bit, right, for my pub crawl. Spicka.
Oh, he's coming out?
Spicka.
I don't like to plan. I don't like to think about drinking a lot. Plan for it, because it's worrisome. But yeah, there's December. You know about it.
Yeah, I do. I thought you said J-Rab's coming out.
Oh, sorry.
I was gonna see you.
Oh, well, yeah. Sorry, I let Maddie. You can tell the story, Maddie.
Well, okay. So we're at Son of the Beach, and I was, I can't remember. There's a bunch of people around. I'm like, hey. was talking to Spicka. Spicka's like, dude, stoked for the pub crawl for your birthday. And I was like, yeah, it's going to be super cool.
I think J-Rob got jealous. Like, what are you guys talking about?
Yeah,
I'm like,
J-Rob's like...
No, he said, why didn't you tell me? And I'm like,
yeah.
you don't,
Yeah,
you don't
like,
come to say, you don't like to leave your house.
Yeah, he's like, why didn't you invite me? And then Spicka is just like, dude, bro, get the fuck out of here. We're going to invite you to a pub crawl in San Diego? You're not going to come to that. He's like, I would come. I want to be invited to fun stuff. And I was like, bro, I would love to have you there.
You live on the East Coast.
I was like, you can stay with me. It's free. Like,
yeah, I was like, dude, I've known you since you were 9, and I love you. So if you want to come out for my birthday for this pub crawl we're doing, then yeah, let's do that. And that would be great. And then Spicka was like, you're not going to go buy a ticket right now. And he's like, I'm going to go. I'm coming. And so basically Spicka forces him. We're at the bar at Sun of the Beach on Sunday night, and Spicka forces him to buy a flight in front of us. Like literally, he pulls up the app and buys the flight right in front of us. So according to that, he will be there. But
but the next day he did say, did you take my phone and do this? I'm like, no, you did it.
No, he definitely did it right in front of us.
Yeah, I mean, maybe he was joking. He kind of remembers, but he felt like, why did I do that?
Whatever. Anyway, but J-Rab's a good example. So J-Rab was, he didn't have a good run with Diesel, and obviously it was kind of a weird situation. So he's going from top team to top team, top team. He's one of the best ever. He's going to be, as we say, a first ballot Hall of Famer one day. And then kind of reaches a little bit of the doldrums, just not getting any wind in his sails, and him going back to Red Legion was just amazing for him. And then he just proved to everyone why he's Justin Rabikoff. So I don't know. We'll see where Danny ends up, but I'm a big fan of Danny's talent. He's been fun to watch for years, so I wish the best for him. But yeah, you guys do have a very potent roster right now. Very heavy on the Snake side and a little bit lighter on the D side here. So that's something you guys are going to have to figure out. But you guys have got a lot of versatility, and I'm interested to see how that's going to kind of work out as we head into 2026 for you guys.
The Dorito side's cake, man.
Yeah, I feel like you just jump out of the snake.
If you were on the snake, it's like, I don't have to lay on my belly. I don't have to really dive. Like, I just sit here on my knees. This is easy.
Well, if the D side is cake, then why have we not had that many people play it at the elite level in the past few seasons?
I don't know.
Can you riddle me that, Batman?
I mean, what is it to be like elite level? You can't crawl. It's like just a little slower,
No, hold on. Now here's elite. Elite is okay. We throw the word elite around a decent amount, and when we're making a show, there are guys that could have elite level talent, but that is completely different than proven elite performance. To me, if you become elite once you have put the team on your back in your position to help win a tournament. That's true elite performance. Everyone else is just trying to become elite. So if in paintball, if you play a position and you have, been the main go-to starter in that role and your team won the tournament, I would even go so far as to say made multiple finals. We could, bleed it off a little bit, make it a little bit bigger, because if you're making 5 or 6 finals and you still haven't won an event, you're still making the finals. So that's very hard to do given how difficult things are. But what I've seen is that there is a less elite talent on the D side than there is on the Snake side. That's, we could open that up for discussion, but that's just that's my observation.
I mean, I can tell you right here, 2017 was one for sure. I got you right there on that. Oh, you can't even see it. But that's one.
Ryan, are you talking about you right now? Get the fuck out of here, bro.
When my back and knee and shoulder were okay.
Ryan. Look, you don't need to talk about yourself. We talk about you enough. You're the
I'm
goat.
joking.
We love you. Yes, you're Ryan Greenspan.
I just don't pay attention enough to have the answer to that question as loaded as possible. But I feel like maybe you just don't win it over there as often. Also, they put the Dorito side on like the other side of the field, so you're like. When Vic Gamboa was always on the team, we would do Vic's Player of the Day. And every time at Dynasty, there's always a Player of the Day. So if you start strong, you're never getting Player of the Day. You got to finish strong. But most importantly, he was usually always watching from the Snake side. So if you're a Dorito side and you're just handling it all weekend, you get no love because you can't really see. So it's kind of the same thing, Maddie. Like you could see what happens in the back center. You can see what happens on the snake side. But what's going on over there to the rear side? Like, who's shooting this guy? I don't know. Probably the guy in the snake did. So it's probably there's guys showing up, but they're just like, meh. Probably Dalton. Dalton might have been the last guy.
Well, I mean, I love Dalton, but Cornell's got more spins for impact the past 5 years than Dalton, or 4 years than Dalton has.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I agree with that.
Like,
I'm not
Brandon
saying
is
right
definitely,
now.
but also like, look again, Dalton for sure. He's elite caliber performer. He's helped teams win before. Also, if you can do it for multiple teams, that's even more difficult because you got to go into a different program and do it there. Dalton for sure, and that's easy. You know, that again. These are easy decisions. These are why guys get called by the money dudes to get on their teams. You know, I'm asking for who else do we got? Give me some other guys. You know, so like that's kind of the thing on the D side right now is that
Chavez for sure.
Chavez, Chris Shear.
Oh yeah, okay. But again, okay. So PB Fit, #1 team in the world. Chavez obviously elite. You know, I mean that is a no doubter. If anyone walked up to me and was like, Chavez is overrated, I'd be like, bro, you have no idea what's going on right now. Chavez is one of the best East Side players we've had, period. And then Legion, you know, like Karslev, he's elite. You know, like, I mean, he's one of the big reasons that they've had that big run the past few years. You know, they get J-Rat back and they got that starting 5. They don't have, so we'll see if they can get Sergey back. But Karslev's elite too. I mean, you know, again, like you had said, Ryan, when we play you, who's the menace? Who are we worried about? You know, you got Karslev running 4 different routes to one bunker, still making the D3 off the break half the goddamn time. You know, we're joking about him starting halfway up the field and then he just bullying his way into the 50 all the time. And like, yeah, they may lose him a couple times, but I mean, he's certified elite, you know. And then we go to X Factor and they got some legends on the squad. You know, Bayless has been holding the line for him a little bit. They picked up Silos Cortez, but you know, and then Colt Roberts had different guys as the 2 behind him, but they're deep over there as well too. Again, we're talking about the 1 and the 2 and the 3 teams in the division right now. Everyone else is trying to catch these dudes. You got Fit is #1, Legion is #2, X Factor is #3, Impact is #4, Damage is #5. We don't know what the hell is going on with the Tauntauns. Looks like they just sold to Collision. And then now we're getting deeper. Now Heat's on a rebuild. So we'll see what the hell happens over there. Uprising. Woodward has been over there. They had Borromeo. Those dudes have been around forever. Super consistent. Woodward not so much. He was an original DBS kid, but he came back. And I think Woodward went through like 6 games and didn't get, or not 6 games. He went through an entire day and didn't get shot for him 2 events ago. So he was huge for them. You know, they've kind of pulled some guys out and done some interesting things. You know, they had Miterman for a little bit, and he goes, and he was great for him. Alec Holland's been great for him. You got Nate Schrader all over the field. Sorry, I'm going on a little bit of a tangent here, but as we're getting down to it, and then we got Dynasty down at 9. But my point is that, you know, when you have elite level talent positionally across the field, so goes your season. How does this end up after you go to war with the best 20 teams through 5 events? You know, like, how does it all end up? Well, we just did that. That's what I love about this game. It's a fucking war of attrition, dude. You know, like, you are getting out there and you're playing against the best paintball players on planet Earth, and we see what happens. And it's no quarter given, none asked for, and we see what happens at the end of it. So we just did 5 of them with a bunch of 3-mans thrown in there to kind of see it all worked out. And this is where it stands. But I'm just saying it's been a little bit of observation because the snake side is more important, quote unquote, than, you know, scare quotes, than the D side. But we're talking like 60-40, 70-30, sometimes 50-50, you know, based on the layout. So, you know, and you're right, the cameras are, you know, because a lot, you know, we have put cameras on the D side, but in sports, you don't want to break that 180 rule. And we have done that in the past to try to give love to the D side players, or we'll put cameras on the back line to put, you know, angles towards that D side. So, you know, in paintball has 3, you know, it's a 3-dimensional field. So there's objects you have to hide behind. It's not like anything else. It's a unique monster. But overall, the teams that have really good, solid players on that D side, like if you're an up-and-coming player right now and you can be an elite level dude on the D side, you got a great career in front of you. Because the snake side, you got more competition on the snake side. If you want to, like, you know, you just mentioned all these new pickups for Dynasty. Arena, paintball famous on the snake side. They used to let go of Danny. Yeah, he played on both sides. And then you still got Artie. And then you got Omara. Omara can kind of play wherever. but I'm just saying you guys are like loading up bodies over there. So it's, but those guys have also seen time on the D side as well too. Urena, so it's just, I don't know. That I think is a big conversation moving forward here, because when we're talking about these top level teams and how that D side looks, and then Impact is, Dalton and Brandon, Jesus Christ, dude, like that's a really tough 1-2 combo over there on the D side. I don't know. What do you think, Ryan? Because you've gone back and forth, and Spicka, you've seen time on both sides. You guys both coach. You guys are deep into this. What do you think? I've seen a little bit more emphasis put on Snake, where that D side has really become so fundamentally important for winning tournaments.
I think it is, but I do feel like you can pull a lot of these elite guys out of the Snake, and they could give an MVP performance on the Dorito side. I think it's, I'd say like there's less on paper, and to our like coming to our minds, like there's less elite guys that stand out on the Dorito side, because I think that I'm not trying to discredit that side, but I think that there's like you could plug and play over there a little bit easier than you can in the Snake, which is why it's harder, I guess, to say like, I don't know. Like I think you could put, if you take a team, I think you could say like probably 60-70% of the team could probably play the Dorito side well. For this, like the one on the Snake side, I think it's more like 20% of the players on the team.
Yeah.
Okay. No, just real quick though. You're right. But let's go through the top teams. PB Fit. Does Chavez ever play on the Snake side?
No.
Not really. Okay. Red Legion. Does Karslev ever play on the Snake side?
No.
Okay. X Factor. So we have Cody Bayless, Colt Roberts. Colt's a little over the years, maybe a little bit, and then TJ kind of shades. X Factor is a little bit of an anomaly, but for the most part, you have positions. And then you go to Impact. Brandon Cornell, Dalton, they play the D side. Then we go to Tampa Bay Damage, Chris Shear. They literally are paying Chris Shear to play the D side. And then they got Chris Horn, D side. Okay, so that's the top 5 teams. And then we go to number 5, Konstantin Fedorov. Where does he play? He plays on the D side. So it's like, yeah, sure, we can take these Snake side guys and have them play on the D side, but the specialists over there are the ones leading their teams to the 1 through 6 rankings overall through 5 events. That's my whole point.
Yeah, and Silos does play both sides over there also, but
Justin Cornell was Dorito guy. Like I'm just
Justin
another
Cornell.
one that's like he brought.
You mean Brandon Cornell?
Or Justin?
No.
Justin
I'm
will
just
play
saying
both sides.
he played both, and he was Dorito side for a while.
Yeah, but I mean Justin. In their win, him and Tyler were the main dudes, like fucking people up over there on the Snake side.
Yeah.
It was a weird layout, but it's. I'm just saying that attention needs to, if you want to be one, we just went through the top 1 through 6 teams, and lo and behold, they have specialists playing the D side, and they're all elite. So if you want to be an elite team and you want to be punching up into the top, of the ranks, you probably need to have somebody over there that knows what the hell they're doing, and they need to be really good at it. And you need to have, ideally, not just one. Though a couple of these teams have, one dude that they ride more than the other, which is totally fine. That's paintball. But they also have a couple options. Just something to think about. I think for everybody in paintball in general, because that is a trend that is presenting itself, and it's been presenting itself for a while. And and yes, the Snake side is historically and most recently more important in the sense that on most layouts, if you win the Snake side, you're going to win the point. But I can't count how many times I've had conversations with guys. Ryan, we've had this conversation. Kyle, we've had this conversation a billion times, where it's like, hey, what do you think about the layout? And we're like, oh yeah, you do this on the Snake side, middle, sometimes super crucial, sometimes not. It's, general principles. It's not necessarily rules, it's principles. Things that have worked in the past will work in the future. And then we get to the D side and we're like, yeah, you can steal a lot of points over there. So that whole stealing points, what do you need to do to steal points? You need to have high survivability, you need to know when to go, you need to understand all the lanes and places that you can get you up the field, and where you can put pressure inside when you get to certain spots, when you need to engage down the line. And what does that require? High paintball IQ and really intelligent players. And so when we just read off all these D-side players that have proved themselves to be elite over there, so it's like heading into 2026, okay, well, who do you have on your D-side? You know, because if you don't have somebody over there that can outplay, let's just go through the list. You got to outplay Chavez. You got to outplay Pavel on Legion. You know what I'm saying? Karslev. And then on X Factor, now they got multiple bodies over there. You know, like they're sending, they spend more bodies that way than any of these other top teams. And then you got Impact. And then now you got to outplay either Dalton or Brandon Cornell. You know, and then you got Tampa Bay Damage. You got to outplay, you know, Chris Shear, or you got to outplay Horn. And then now it gets a little weird after that. But that's the top 5, and the top 5 are pretty solid. I don't think that's going to change. We'll see. I don't know. Do you guys think that? Do you think the D side's going to change for any of the top 5 teams heading into 2026?
No, unless someone gets poached. But you know, just because, and I think maybe there's it was misleading when. Just because we feel like anybody can play the spot, and this is a good point Orlando just made, Orlando Valencia, is like anybody can play the Dorito side, not everybody can play the Snake side. So that's one thing, and that's kind of what Kyle was mentioning as well. But here's the thing, if you have an elite guy playing on that side, then that guy's going to stay on that side. I know when Chris was on our team, and when Dalton was on our team, they, in practice, would play the Snake side also, and they did very well, and they excelled at it. Dalton's fantastic at playing Snake, and a lot of it comes down to, you know, there's just guys that are better at each position from doing that. But yes, when there are elite guys and you have your number one guy and he's in that spot specifically, then you put that guy in that spot and you keep him there. And I think that's kind of what he's saying, you know, like I think that those guys that you named off, they're sticking on that side, unless it's like, oh shit, something really bad is happening and Chavez is like, all of our guys on the Snake side are injured, I need to go play over there because, again, any old fool can play the Dorito side.
See that? No, but this is where I disagree.
Yeah,
I disagree. I don't think that anyone can play the D side because what I've seen for the past few years. Sorry, I'm trying to pull up the chat, but
if you just open YouTube and then just
that's what I'm trying to do. But I'm also trying to give you guys my full attention as well too. So is that I disagree, and here's why.
Okay.
Here's my evidence of why I disagree. Sure, yes, anyone can play the D side, but the D side requires a certain different understanding of the game. The Snake side is based on the layout. It's a little bit more of a capture and kill situation in the sense that we're capturing real estate. What in the hell?
Can't do two things at once, huh? What'd you do? I thought our internet went down when you stopped talking.
Oh.
We're on the show.
Yeah, no shit.
Okay.
I'm watching.
All right, you're live now, so.
Guys, listen, to say any old idiot can play the frickin' Dorito side is crazy.
Oof.
Okay.
All right.
Sorry.
Are you guys there?
Yeah, we're here. We're listening. We thought you had more to say.
That's it. That's all.
No, I mean, come
I
on.
didn't hear it. I pulled up the
You're
show,
at
and all of a
home
sudden I got like
from
an intro
Wednesday.
from you guys'
Obviously,
show
gotta
from
watch
before.
Spicka Span Show every Tuesday at 4. I knew this was a very exciting week. You know, as the owners, I don't know if you guys forgot, we still own the show after that acquisition last year. So we got to make sure you guys are, you know, putting out good content. But to say any old, and maybe I was behind actually, I might have been behind. To say any old idiot can play the Dorito side is wild. Don't you think that is?
Thank you, Marcelo. Thank
Put your
you.
head down, crawl, pop up, and see free bodies.
Wait, you think it's easier to play the Snake?
I think it's easier to play the Snake. I do, for sure.
It is.
I think the Dorito side, you have to take more into account to make moves down the field. You have to put more people in. The Snake, if you make it in there, often you can just, dependent on the variables that happen, if your teammates shoot someone off the break and there's no one on the tape with you, it becomes very easy. Like, you just put your head down and you crawl. The free stuff's in the dirt. You can crawl to their side, you come up, and you get free kills, easy kills. The Dorito side is very methodical. You have to be very thoughtful. You have to earn it. Physically, the Snake is way more demanding, obviously. But as far as, like, IQ. I think usually those players are over on the Dorito side.
All right, it's a good take. Mouse is not going to be happy with you for saying
low
this.
IQ.
He agrees. He
Low
knows.
IQ.
He's like, look,
I agree
I'm just a
100%.
specimen. I'm
That's
just gonna
literally what I was
dominate
trying to get
over
to.
here. And look,
100%.
honestly,
Thank
like,
you,
the
Marcelo.
top tier elite talents, like, you know, the Mouses, the Keith Browns, the Malloys, Chad George when he was like really in his prime. They were the really good snake players, but they were the few that were considered like smart paintball players, and that's what made them so elite at their position, because it's like there's such a gap between snake players. I mean, you put it this way, like when you're building a divisional team, usually it's like your most inexperienced but athletic player that you put in the snake. You know, because you're like, you'll get it done as long as you get in there. Like, we might be able to get you some free kills if you can go down the field. Great. You know, it's like, yeah. Am I off base there?
No, I think it's good. It's a good take.
Good take.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think that the argument also was that pretty much anybody, not everybody can play the snake, but anybody can play the Doritos. Now, from it
Physically, okay. Yeah, physically for sure.
and look, it's super easy under the scenario which you put, where it's like, if your team shoots a guy off the break and you make it to the snake and they tell you and you process that information, then no problem. Yeah, crawling behind somebody and shooting him in the back is super easy. You're right. But, you know, it is still very difficult, and there aren't a lot of people that can still process that information.
No, I agree. And it's definitely way more physically demanding in that regard. I just think sometimes it takes a little more mental capacity to do the Doritos. But
That's fair.
Ryan, also huge congrats, dude, on all the Dynasty moves. It's pretty awesome to see.
Oh, thanks, dude. I appreciate that.
Yeah, Mikey's a huge pickup. Impact is so dumb for letting him go. That makes no sense.
Yeah, that was an interesting move.
I mean, it blows my mind. Mikey's like, not only is he such a great player, but he's like one of the best teammates you could have. So to me, that's just such a missed, you know, I don't know. I guess it's fitting, but no, I'm very excited for Dynasty, you know, truly.
Appreciate that. I do.
Yeah.
Well.
What else you guys have going on, man? What's happening?
You just have to-
I'm on the show. That's kind of nice.
Well, I don't know. Maddie's getting ready to rip. He was reading some of the comments, and then yeah, he's kind of excited that you're siding with him on that side there.
Well, and to me, it's just a no-brainer. Exactly what Marcelo said.
Yeah.
The D side, when you watch enough high-level paintball and you go back and you rewatch it, and then you rewatch it again and you look at the tactics and strategy that actually work to produce wins, yeah, the snake side is more physically demanding. Of course, you're throwing your body around, you're crawling up, you're burning more energy, you're beating your body up a little bit more. The D side requires a cerebral element to the game that I just feel is understated. Again, when we went through the top list of the teams that are in the elite echelon of this sport, the top tier, and the teams that are winning out here, like, if you don't have somebody on that side that's going to be playing, you know, not even chess, they're playing Go out there, you know, which is, you know, took the computers way longer to master than chess. Like, you have to have somebody that's at that level of high paintball IQ. You know, shout out to Marcelo's book, you know, Paintball IQ. But I'm just saying, like, you have to have that. If you don't have that, you are playing at a disadvantage in this game. And a lot of emphasis gets put on the snake players, but the D-side players, and again, if you watch a ton of paintball, it's just become blatantly apparent. And it's not even at the pro level. It's at the divisional player level, too. You know, like, anyone that's had any success at the divisional level, if you don't have a stud on the D-side that's going to be smart, make good reads, have a high survivability, like, that's how Alliance won the first event in D3 when I was coaching them. Travis Turner, you know, like, you have to have that at every level or you are not going to be successful. So, yes, Marcelo, thank you for calling in, because I co-sign on what you're saying 110%, brother.
I came up a Dorito player, guys, obviously.
Obviously, because I'm so smart.
Mouse just texted me and said, "Has anyone ever seen Marcelo crawl in the snake?"
I have.
Hey, you know what's funny? You know what the best part about that is, Kyle? Is that now you have confirmation Mouse watches the show.
Yeah, he made a comment. He made a comment in there. Yeah.
That's so funny. Yeah, I crawl the snake pretty damn well, actually. I could get in there like the best of them.
Dude, they'll never expect it.
They'll never expect it. Dude, you know what's so funny? funny, Ryan, is like, obviously I've been on 2 teams this year. Neither one of those teams ever picked up on that trick.
No.
No, because we've like talked about like a few times, and they're like, it's an original idea. I'm like, we used to do that all the time to you guys.
Yeah.
We used to do it all the time.
Also,
Never expected. Ryan
wait,
and Marcelo on the
are we-
outside here, shoot the other way.
Hold on, are we fucking around right now? Because I've definitely seen Marcelo crawl his big ass in the snake multiple times this season alone. Right, Marcelo?
I appreciate it, Maddie. Don't worry. I'll never get the credit for being in the snake. It's all right. Mouse keeps me honest. No, but I will say this. What I appreciate here is that Maddie agrees with my take. So to know that the 2 smartest people on the call agree in the same direction is pretty spectacular.
Well, I mean, you got to look at the hosts here. We got Kyle as a snake guy, and then me. I just got I don't know. I got a concussion. So who knows what the hell I'm thinking? I don't know what the hell's going on here. The shit's easy. It's easy for me. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you.
I'm just saying. Can we let's reel this back in because
right?
Marcelo and I was getting to this point. I'm so fucking happy Marcelo called in to reiterate the point and put an exclamation point on the end of it because the D side is very important right now. So when we're having these conversations about who got picked up and who's on what team and we are always at the craziest offseason ever. Okay, well, it's multiple things. It's obviously ownership levels, who's spending certain money, what's the support going to be like, what are their sponsors like, how much can they practice, how much are these people going to, time are they going to be able to put in, how much do they want it? But also, a lot of it comes down to positional information. So, the D side, I just think is when you, as I laid it out, when you go through the top 5, top 6 teams, and the reason, one of the big reasons, not the only, but one of the reasons in the complex equation that is high-level paintball is having a really elite performer, at least one that's in the elite level, that elite upper echelon, and hopefully 2 on that D side. And I just think that's a conversation we got to be having for 2026 with all these moves that are happening.
Yeah, I 100% agree. Maddie, I really do. Yeah, the Dorito side has always been underestimated. Nobody gets shine over there. You don't get any love.
You never get to be Vix POD over there.
Yeah, it's brutal. You never get it. But yeah, it's a really hard side to play because you can't just get down and crawl. You can't make the decision like on some fields you can, I guess, but you can't make the decision like I'm just gonna say fuck it and try to get to the 50 and shoot people in the back. Like you have to earn every move usually. Whereas in the snake, it's not always like that. Like maybe you make the insert bunker and you have to earn 1 move into the snake, but then it's free to get, to a really good position to get kills. So, yeah, it's I see Joey saying that damage boost mobile keeps cutting out. I'm home now. We're on the PTG Wi-Fi. We should be good.
My arm's getting tired of holding this up. You can either send him the Zoom link. Maybe you need to send him the Zoom link. Have him join.
No, I like this better. This is way more spick.
Hold the camera up. This is how we used to roll, dude. This is how it used to go. We put a camera filming an iPad with a microphone next to it, and we had this technology the whole time. We could just done Zoom the whole time. Who would have known?
Yeah. No, it's not that hard. Yeah.
A lot of moving parts of it.
Where do you predict you guys will rank next year? I mean, your team is fucking loaded now. You guys are stacked.
Well, I mean, anything better than where we're at right now is like 15th place. So,
you guys are at 9th.
Yeah, well, top 5 for sure.
You had 2 15ths in a row, but you're higher than 15th place overall.
Yeah, okay. I don't know. Better than I'd say top 5. Top five's a safe bet, I would say, historically.
Look, it's remarkable what you guys do with any players you have. The organization itself does a very good job of giving players confidence to win, which is rare. And I can definitely speak from experience of having a few different, being part of a few different programs this year and also just, with coaching and all, like that is an important part of it. And I think it's why the team came out swinging, had so much success early. But now you guys have some serious talent to also, to build with what the Dynasty brand is. I think you guys are going to do very well. You guys are going to be a threat to win every event again. So, no, this is a fantastic pickup for you guys. Fantastic offseason. Yeah, you guys got to be excited.
No, we are. I think this is gonna be great, and we start practice next month. So, it's gonna be a fun one to get things kicked off.
You just gotta stay healthy.
I gotta stay healthy. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. I feel you. I was at PT today. I gotta get healthy.
Yeah.
Everything hurts.
Yeah. No, I feel that.
But dude, we're good, man. We got 12 guys. I feel like I could take some time off in the sun, just relax a little bit. Go on vacation.
Ryan, listen, if you're not on the field, it's an easier day for everyone. So please take some time off. Yeah, it's an easier day at the office for everybody. Who's gonna coach? Is it gonna be Junior or is it gonna be Kyle?
Yeah, we got Junior on the head coaching role. We're still working on that secondary assistant kind of coach and like tactical stuff. We got Joey K, who's gonna be helping with the analytics. Chris and Steve, and probably Rob will be out there in the pit making sure that's all dialed in. And yeah, I mean there's just another piece. That's the 3% I was talking about there, Maddie. By my math in the beginning of the show, we still have one more piece of the puzzle to get going, and I think.
So the rumors of Kyle coaching is not true.
I mean, it's a possibility. I mean, it's up in the air, right? It has nothing's official yet, but
Can we work it out on air right now? Can we just?
Yeah, I mean, we can work it out.
And I will mediate.
You just
Marcelo
said that
and I
Junior's
will
the coach.
mediate,
Is he the
and
coach
then
or is he
you
not
guys
the
can
coach?
just
Junior
hash it
is the
out.
coach. Junior will be the coach of Dynasty. We've been
got
talking to Kyle about helping out as an assistant coach role, little two-headed dragon role, and
Got it.
and working on the tactical side of things, the tactician side of things, which is nice because I think Kyle does a really good job of that specifically. From where he's at.
He does.
I do too.
I agree.
I think, Kyle, if you're looking to coach instead of play, sorry, Ryan, but I think you should coach a team that'll let you like have full reins, because I think you could do some pretty cool stuff with a younger team. I think it'd be a fun, like that's like the evolution of our, your career. Like you and I have kind of talked about this, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, Dynasty would be like prime if they were willing to give the but then you got to battle Ryan the whole time. That sounds terrible.
Or maybe not, like maybe just maybe he just knows what he's talking about. I just wish you guys weren't all so stupid. Is the real.
We're right here, Ryan.
Oliver.
You're gonna talk shit about us right in front of us, bro.
Oliver say that, but that.
Oliver.
Oh no, that was an Oliver quote. That was an Oliver quote. He said that to all of us one time.
At
practice.
That's gold.
We're all like, no, Oliver, I don't think that's how you play the layout. I forgot what the argument was. I just wish you guys weren't so stupid. But he was serious. He was like dead serious about it and pissed.
Hey, you guys know I'm fucking Team Oliver all the way. His philosophy on how to play, I buy in. So he was probably right, unfortunately.
Dude, you're high, dude. You're insane.
Oh shit! Here we go.
All right, well, shit, guys, I don't want to take up all the airwaves. This show's not about me. I just wanted to call in on the air, congratulate you guys, and give you some shit about the Dorito thing, because I'm really, really fucking sick of Dorito players being so underappreciated, and all the kills getting missed and all of that. It's just such BS.
Underappreciated, sure. You're just saying that because you knew we were coming after Chris, so you just had to come in here and butter him up a little bit. You're underappreciated, Chris. You're underappreciated on Dynasty, Chris.
He was definitely underappreciated on Dynasty, definitely not underappreciated on Damage.
They don't care about you over there, Chris.
No, it's man, it's and I see Paintball for Life. This is proof MM33 watches the show. To be honest, I would say I probably watch about 30% of the shows. 20 to 30%. Like, honestly, anytime I'm watching, I usually comment or call in.
And I watched your show last night, and I watched the coach's show last night.
Yeah, I think people really, like, I don't know, man. These are still my friends,
Yeah.
And there's exciting stuff going on right now. And so, yeah, I wanted to watch and see what you guys are saying. I literally just had hopped in on my car ride home and heard that snippet and was like, I'm fucking calling in. I was trying to comment, but I couldn't log in from my phone, and I was driving, so I was like, I'm just FaceTiming Kyle.
There you go. All right.
We appreciate you chiming in.
Yeah, thank you. It's good input.
Yeah, free the Dorito players, please.
Free the Dorito guys.
All right, Marsh. Thank you.
All right, guys.
All right,
Later.
later, March.
Have a good one. Peace.
Okay, you know, I feel like they're. It's like okay. I still stand by the fact that I think that anybody can play there, and not everybody can play the other one. And I personally think it's easier.
I disagree, but we can move on if you want.
Okay, we can move on.
We can continue to argue.
No, let's move on. Let's move on.
Let's talk a little bit more about paintball and you know what we see coming up and coming down, and I think just some of the other off-season moves. Has Ronnie Dizon found a place to go?
I haven't heard with Definity yet. Oh, here we go.
All right. Everybody knows Dorito players are subhuman troglodytes that were wallowing around in the mud while Snake players had streetlights and civilization and language.
You have the conch. Continue.
Yeah, continue.
I mean, you could take any mid-level or even low-level Snake guy and just throw him in the Doritos and he will shine brighter than you could ever imagine. I mean, just think about it. You take a mouse and put him in the Doritos. You take a Mike Arena and put him in the Doritos. An Arturo and put him in the Doritos. They'll put any of those other Dorito guys to shame.
Could be slightly true.
Well, let's put that to the test in
I mean,
2026.
you put Chris Shearer in the Snake. He's wandering around in the mud. You can't see anything. You can't hear anything. You don't know what to do. You're by yourself. It's complete panic. You just stick out that hopper and hope to get shot before you get bunkered.
I think you guys should do that in 2026 then, Alex.
That's what
Take Mike Arena and put him on the D side, and then go with Harry and go win all the tournaments and win the series title. Put everyone to shame. I think that's what you guys should do.
I didn't say anything about that, bro. Take it easy.
That's what you just said. I'm just saying you should do what you just said to do. That's all I'm saying.
I'm just kidding, dude. Come on. Everybody knows you got to be good everywhere. It's not that
let me just
simple.
paint you guys a picture. Alex FRAIGE, 487 years old, becomes the one on the D side here for San Diego Dynasty in 2026, winning 5 MVP awards in an undefeated sweep of the season as they win the World Cup. What do you think, Alex? You down for that or what, bro?
What people don't know is I actually started playing on the Dorito side for the first. I mean, there wasn't really sides at that point, but I was when we had Angel and Oliver. Those were the Snake guys in BC, and I was a Dorito guy until we lost all those guys, and then they're like, "Oh, you go over there now," and that's when I became a Snake guy.
He says it like we were like, you need to hey kid, go over there now, like.
Basically, yeah. I mean, I always played the spot that nobody else wanted to play.
I thought that was me.
No, you played the spot that you got to pick what spot you play because you're a prima donna. Unless it was the fire ant bunker.
Yeah.
Dude, this one time Oliver and I found this fire ant bunker in World Cup. It was like one of those little nipple bunkers, and there's fire ants all underneath it. But it was like, no team was going to go there, which is a bad spot. We convinced Ryan. We're like, dude, this spot is sweet, bro. We got to go there. Ryan, dude, you going to go here and shoot all these guys? And he went there and got annihilated.
That's not exactly how the story went, but...
I figure you were busy talking about stuff. I just wanted to, summarize it. Anyway,
hold on. Since we have Alex on the call, why don't we get his...
over there on the Dorito side is much lower. You have to know when to hold them and know when to fold them, and that 1 point difference to where you can swing it over there usually makes the difference in winning or losing a really important match. So in that sense, you're right. Like the guys that can exist and also know when to pull out, the right arrow out of their quiver to either look across the field or make a move or watch a zone is the critical thing. And what he said before, Marcelo was right about it's a cerebral situation, and I feel like that's what makes the difference between the elite guys and everybody else over there. So Yeah, and it's interesting. It's an interesting observation that the top 4 teams have that guy, right?
Top
that guy
6
who's
teams.
Like the
Top
Chavez,
6.
the Shearer, the Brandon Cornell, the guy who is over there and is just there always and ready for the showdown.
Yeah, there's top. Well, you could argue the top 7 teams, but or a top 8 to be honest.
Maddie,
8,
you were about
9,
to say
10.
something too, right before Alex's last.
I mean, whatever. I don't want to spend the whole show debating the obvious, which is the fucking D side is important, and you have to have an elite talent over there. Like, hey, let's throw a flag up, guys. Like, hey, D side's super important. I mean, if you don't know that at this level of the game, you are not doing what you need to do in order to be successful in any division. Because if you look at Fit, Legion, X Factor, Impact, Damage, Tauntauns, Houston Heat, Uprising, Dynasty, the Hurricanes, even Arsenal, we go all the way down the Ironman. We could go to Infamous with Sam Silberg. We go down to Shock. Like, we're going down to 15th overall. Diesel, there are people that play positions out here. How successful these people are in their divisions. Their level of, like I said, as I was saying and Marcelo was saying as well too, cerebral ability to understand the situation, make moves contingent on the moment based on the read on how many bodies we have, how many they have, on the score. That is the difference maker out here. And obviously that's on the snake side as well too. That's a different conversation. But yes, I mean, I just feel that this is just like the sky's blue, water's wet, sun rises in the east and sets in the west. I mean, this is paintball, dude. Like, this is how it is. You have to have somebody that knows what they're doing in their position on the D side if you want to be successful out here. And as we get into these the whole reason I brought this up is we're getting into this postseason conversation where the top teams haven't really made much movements, and so those are the top teams for a reason. So everyone else, like, all these movements are being made from 20 on up to about 8, 6, 7, and then
6,
cool.
7.
6, 7, yeah, fucking 6,
Hey,
7.
listen, Maddie, you're right. We shouldn't. Who cares? D side, snake side, it's all a bunch of crap. What really matters is we got. Dude, Archie Barnes, lightning bolt. Elliot Weaver, steady hand. Omara, straight up menace. Mike Urena can do it all with the hammer, with the feather. He can do it you name it. So watch out for Dynasty. And if you haven't noticed, T4 has helped us, put all this together. So shout out to Tom 4. And watch out for the future, man. This is an exciting off season for us because for me, it symbolizes a shift in that the team is going to be around. That's my prerogative here as a founding member of the team and someone who really cares about it. That we're going to be here and we're gonna exist still. So shout out to everybody, even you, Kyle. I'm stoked to kick it with you and have a couple of laughs. So we're gonna have a good time and we're going to do our best to win some paintball. So on that note, I want to say thanks to everybody watching.
He's about to hang up.
I tip my hat to you, Ryan. Thank you. Love you, Maddie. Love you, Kyle. And the show's crap and I would never watch. Bye.
Kyle almost had the stand set up going.
Figured it out.
Yeah.
Right. Now I know.
I wanted to give him I was like, can we do a speed run on these Dynasty pickups? So we got Marcelo coming in to basically say what we all were thinking, and God bless Marcelo Margot, because preaching the gospel over there on the D side. I just don't want to. I just think it's like, D side show, because there's a lot of moves that are going. To me, that shit is so basic. It's like, dude, if you don't have somebody that has a high paintball IQ on the D side, that's not dying early, that can punch when needed to, that's going to pull off low body situations occasionally, and be the island in certain moments where we have to push down the snake side. Like, this is that's winning paintball, man. Mm-hmm. Like, if you're not training that in your drills, if you're not emphasizing that in your coaching or like in your peer moments when you're peer to peer in discussions with your boys, if you don't have a coach, like, this is you have to do that. Like, it is just like you have to breathe oxygen in and out all day long to stay alive as a human and eat some food. Like, that is what you need to do as we just discussed as we went through down every single one of the top pro paintball teams. Like, you have to have that. Mm-hmm. So I just wanted and again, I just brought this up as, right, I think the snake side gets so much love in the off season, but it's like the D side pickups sometimes are crucial to these. Like Chavez staying on fit and not taking any offers is huge. Not to take anything away from any other person on that team. I mean, Scott Stewart was amazing in the snake from Jacob Seabaugh doing his thing. I mean, it was just what an amazing run for PB Fit. We could literally spend an entire, as we're going to do the next couple seasons, going down and talking about all these different guys on these different teams. But I just wanted to put that exclamation point on the D side as we're having these off-season conversations. But I wanted to speed run Ryan or Alex's, like, hey, all right, you get 30 seconds to talk about each one of these pickups and how stoked you are on each one of these guys for Dynasty. So I'm glad at least at the end he kind of did that.
Yeah, that's a good point. And actually, we've got actually I just texted him too. We've got Junior in the waiting room too, so we can get him in here because it's going to be for sure exciting to hear what his thoughts are, also on all this, and kind of see where he's at in there as well. So we'll jump him in. Actually, we've got maybe.
Jump him in. Okay.
We'll jump him in like a gang.
Whoa.
Oh, we're getting a scratch. Hold on. There we go. It should have. The glitch should fix. There it is. All right, Junior. I don't know if you saw Maddie. Sorry, Maddie. I don't know if you saw Alex in there.
Dude, best show ever.
Junior, what's up, bro? Long time no talk.
Yep, about an hour. Dude, what a show. What a show. I'm not even going to call in with all this craziness going on.
Well, I mean, I'm glad that you did. Actually, I texted you and I was like, where you at on this right now? And I want to hear your take on it as well from your perspective. And I think a lot of people were wondering too, just kind of like, that's actually a really good question about the Dorito side, and like, what are the pickups going to mean for that? Because, I envision, Harry did a great job over there, but I envision, Omara being able to take a little bit of shoulder some of the burden over there as well. I think ABJ learning underneath Arturo is fantastic, and Mikey, right? And Mikey probably can play that side too,
Yeah, I totally agree. For us now, we have a lot of weapons and a lot of options that's not necessarily always going to be on the same side. We're going to be a lot more, it's going to be a lot harder to scout us for sure, right? Like, I'm excited. You can't not look at this list of new pickups and adding in with the squad that we already have and not be excited and not think that we have a lot of options. I totally agree. I'm on definitely Team Maddie regarding the Dorito side. So for sure, but I think this is going to give us so many more options. 100%.
What would you say? What would you say is? Have you? I was talking about Weaver also. With, I think it was with Maddie maybe, or I forgot who I was telling him. But he's actually has a lot of versatility to him as well. He played that kind of anchor role, and I feel like there's a lot of versatility that can be unlocked on his side too, right?
Yeah, for sure. And I've spent a lot of time. I obviously watched them at the events, and I sort of know their style. But I've also this last 2 weeks spent a lot of time watching their past games, and for me, his survivability is such a key component.
Yeah.
Like I was and I'd not really noticed that watching at the events as much, but because you're trying to watch all these different matches, but watching his tapes, his survivability is key for that guy. And that's something I'm really excited about. He just knows when to gunfight, when not to gunfight. And I think we had a little challenge this year with making those right decisions, and it looks like he's got those already in his tool bag for sure.
I agree.
Yep, 100%.
What do you think? What do you think, Maddie, on that side of things?
No, I agree with Junior 100%. the thing with Weaver is I can't wait to see him with you guys, because Weaver he was good on a team that was underpowered. He was good on a team that was with Arsenal that had a ton of studs on it. Thought Arsenal, I wouldn't say they underperformed this year. I thought they did pretty solid. You know, you're looking at Arsenal, they're taking 11th overall, you know, taking a 5th, taking a 6th, taking and they kind of blew out on some other events, but what Weaver specifically is that sometimes you watch guys play the game and we call them reads, you call it paintball IQ. He has that. And that's something that's very difficult to teach. And he has it, I think, at an elite level. So I'm excited to see him in your program, and playing with the talent you guys are bringing to bear this year. The one thing with Weaver, if I was coaching Weaver, is I would like to see a little bit more offensive pop out of him, because I feel that he's had to play default defense a little bit. You know, as he came up the ranks, he was playing on underpowered teams. This year, not so much. But I would like to see a little more pop on the offense for him, taking advantage of his high paintball IQ to get reads on offensive situations. So if I was coaching him, I'd be working in those moments to try to get him to be trusting himself to make moves to support his front players, to get himself up the field. But he definitely has done that enough for me to believe in him to do that role. But as far as we got, I don't know, maybe 220 pro players in the league. He's one of my favorite players to watch, because he has pop, offensive pop, meaning like he has that punch that's there. He's got the athleticism. He's got insane intelligence on closing situations, and he's been just lights out on low body situations. So yeah, big fan of Weaver, and really looking forward to seeing.
I think that has something to do with the teams that he's come up with, right? It's put him in a position where he's had to get good at those situations, and that's really helped his paintball IQ, as we want to call it, as he's grown, because he's had to have so much of that low body experience and all those different moments and time that he's been with other teams. It's really put him in a good place right now. So it's definitely exciting to see, with a group of guys like we've got now in Dynasty, how he's going to shine even more.
Well, and I think, Weaver might be a little bit of an undercover dude right now, because, he came up with Boom. That dude's been a pro player since, I believe, 2015. And then, again, in a situation where they're taking in the teens, we're talking 12th, 13th, 16th. This is even before the expansion. And then we, head on, and then he goes to play with the Ironman briefly and Energy Elite, and then with Revo, and and then Arsenal. So I just think that this could be, don't quote me on this, but maybe, I feel like this could be a big breakout year for Elliott Weaver. Just because he's a guy that really has I think a really big top end that we haven't even seen what it could be yet. And I don't know, no man knows what lives in another man's soul. But if I've been playing as long as Elliott Weaver with no wins, man, I would be just absolutely tenacious out there at, in this situation, in his moment right now, at 31, 32 years old, to just go out there in the prime of his life physically, after all this experience, to just try to go out and crush other people's dreams and deliver Dynasty another championship. That, if I was Weaver, that's and I was coaching him, that's exactly what I'd be trying to get him on that level.
Yeah, actually, Chris Shear made a really good point. He's also really tall. That's a big one to have, to shoot over that shit. Like, it's a big hindrance to have someone like me, or I remember one event we're like, all right, Alex, you shoot from the back center. It was like, dude, come on, the guys, like, it's just not. It just doesn't make sense to have a short guy in the back center, really. And sometimes just that's all you got. Mm-hmm. Having that extra little, especially on that last field, right? I probably couldn't shoot the guy running to the snake from the back center, but Yosh and Blake standing up really tall could, and that's what really got us good against the Joy Division guys. They're that huge, massive dude standing in that back center, the Viking, and he was able just to shoot the landing zone of that little temple going into that snake side. So that's a definite one as well.
Yeah, height is huge, and again, also, what is huge is desire to go and win. Because I think the best performance that he's ever been a part of is 4th place a couple of years ago with Revo. So if I'm as good as Elliott Weaver is, And the best I've been able to deliver after 10 years of doing this is a 4th place. And I would get on San Diego Dynasty. Do you know how hard I would train for that moment in the prime of my life? I would be doing everything I possibly could to deliver the best performance possible to, give myself my dream, and also to do that with now San Diego Dynasty. So I just think that's a huge pickup for you guys. And again, you could throw O'Mara into that same mix. O'Mara has been, again, as we discussed earlier on, a absolute all-star for years, but also been on a team where he's the best guy on the team. How many years has O'Mara spent as the best dude on his team that didn't win? What does that do to your mindset? I've had this conversation with a few people, but before this last World Cup, I called Joey Blute and I was like, hey, I don't say this often, but I think I got a special feeling that you guys are going to win this event, and then I told that to Jacob Edwards on Sunday morning, right before they played their first wild card game. I was like, hey, dude, I'm not going to tell any other guy on your team, but I really feel that you guys have the right mix of things that are going to take to win World Cup right now. God bless you and good luck. And when I look at some of the guy, like a guy like O'Mara, a guy like Weaver, dudes that have been chomping at the bit, really good and winning a lot of respect for years, and then the current mix of guys you got, and all these things that are happening, I just got a really good feeling for Dynasty next year, as long as you guys take it seriously and prepare the proper way.
Yeah, and I think what you're saying about Weaver and O'Mara, maybe Jake falls into that not so much, but the passion and the hungry to win and to work hard, it's going to then be infecting over the whole entire team. And it's just, that's from a coaching standpoint, as soon as these 4 names got brought up, for me, it's just a carry on. It's going to be an effect that they're going to work really hard. I made calls about O'Mara, and the people I spoke to was like, dude, he's the last person to come off the field at practice. He wants to do more drills. He's hungry. And that's what you want to hear about from anybody to a coach.
Yeah, and you know what's also is
it's all of it.
Yeah, and what's also great, not just all of the everything that we're hearing from all of his peers and everybody, but also just partnering with Tom is going to allow the team to be able to practice more and get out there and get the guys all the support that they need. I mean, we have GI and JT already support us enough, and we ship paint, like half pallets of paint to guys' houses and stuff like that land at their doorstep. So we've got like now the means to be able to contend a little bit more from a practice standpoint, rather than just kind of like we'll see each other 2 times before every event. I think that's gonna be huge.
Yeah.
And kicking
and
off.
Not
oh, go ahead.
Not only that, we can do more practices, which we're putting in the schedule. We're going to be able to do it amongst ourselves because we have a bigger roster.
That's true.
And I think another way that you get so much better. And I mean, really, if you want to look at 2 of the teams currently who's playing themselves more than anybody else would be PB Fit and Uprising. And both of those teams excel, and they are practicing themselves, right, a lot of the time. And I think that makes a team so much stronger when they can do that. So being lucky enough to have more support to put us into more practices, it's just a no-brainer.
So let's talk about how practices will go and kind of like get into that a little bit from a coaching standpoint. Obviously, for me personally, when I'm coaching my teams, the best is not a team that everybody splits the bill from a divisional standpoint, because then that's a pain in the ass to coach. But also, B, the most important one is I like to have 8 guys, and that's my magic number personally. If you have 10, it's like, oh, it's a little tricky, especially if you've got a star guy. Now, obviously, we have a lot of very strong depth, but we have a very deep roster as well. What are you thinking for that, and as far as managing it? Is it going to be a meritocracy?
No, we're going to have to put in more time at the field, more time on the layout, so I can get more looks at where the guys are going to fit into that particular layout, because we do have a lot of versatility. So putting more time in and putting the guys in positions where we can get a good look and a long look at it as practice goes on. It's what it's going to come down to for the layout practices, especially. And that's why I want to do more practices of just us as a team, because then we get more looks and I don't have to try and fight so hard to get people on the field.
All right.
So yeah, you're right. 8 is the magic number. You guys stuck me with 12. So thing. We'll make, at the end of the day, and I'm already seeing this on social media, right? 12 is difficult, and I don't disagree, but I also think 12 is a good number if we manage it right. So as long as we manage it, and that's going to be obviously on my shoulders, we manage the expectations, we all push in for the same goals, we all have the same vision, and we know where we're heading. I genuinely believe we can still manage with 12 as long as we get those expectations right.
Plus, you got a bunch of old guys still on the team, so that also helps.
Right, we do have old guys, we do have injuries, we do have those situations. So it is nice to know that you've got more options to fall back on if anything happens to any of the guys. But we don't want that. We want everybody firing, everybody on the same page.
Junior, just real quick, because I mean, we just jumped straight into the show. I was going to do this as a mid-roll before you got on, but while Maddie has stepped away, let's talk about a separate thing. You know, not just the BFP Gear question of the day. Obviously, I know where you shop when you go to paintball, when you want to buy some paintball stuff or acquire some paintball stuff. But let's talk about your sale that you have going on real quickly from November 27th to the 31st, your holiday giveaway, because it's pretty stacked and pretty sweet, actually. And this way, if you do it, then
we
Gina
love
doesn't
this
get
time.
mad at me for botching it.
Yeah, she's already sat over there looking over, going, he's not said anything yet. No, but we do love this. Yeah.
It's queued up.
The holiday giveaway. It is good. It's over on bfpgear.com. Every $50 you spend from now until Christmas, you do get an entry. So obviously, the more you spend, the more entries you get. And for us, it's not just about giving product away. It's about the experiences, right? So one of the big prizes is one lucky winner is going to get a year's supply of paint. That basically means to your door, you'll get 1 case a week, so you can play paintball every single week. The reason I like that is because paint's one of the hardest things for people to keep affording, to keep playing. So we wanted to try and give one lucky person an opportunity to play every single week. You'll get 4 runners up are going to get a case a month. And then we've also got loads more cool experiences and prizes. Somebody's going to get to win a Field 1 Waffle Force, but not only just giving them the gun, they're going to be able to pick their design, their color scheme, what they want it to look like, work with Yosh to make that happen, just like the Dynasty guys work with Yosh to let their creative juices flow. And then even if they're close enough, they'll be able to go up and build the force with Yosh, have lunch, I'm sure, make sure Yosh pays, and go out and enjoy their time up at the Field 1 HQ. And then tons of other prizes. One lucky winner is going to get a full Dynasty roster of jerseys. So not just one jersey for that one winner. He's going to get the whole 2025 World Cup jersey collection. So one person's going to have a cool collection of jerseys. HK Army, we've got 5 loaded gear bags with pants, pod packs, and goggles and loaders. HORMESIS has come through with custom jerseys for 5 lucky winners. They can go to the HORMESIS website, design their own jersey. They're also going to get pants and headbands and loads of other swag. And then one lucky winner is also going to get a Dynasty experience in the Champs Club. So we're giving away a ton of stuff. It's so much, it's crazy, but it's a lot of fun. We enjoy doing it every year. So shop now through December the 31st.
Yeah, that's dope. And it's good marketing
Really
too.
Go, Ryan.
I like you just sitting on the throne of paint. That's my favorite thing.
Yeah. And it is Dynasty paint that we ship too, so it's even cooler.
Yeah. No, that's so sweet. I mean, I sick. I'm into that. I'm into all of that. It's good.
Yeah, for us to be able to be in a position to give back and give prizes and do this sort of thing, it's cool.
That's
I
pretty
really
cool.
enjoy it because it's more experiences than just giving prizes away. We like to try and get creative with it.
Yeah, you know what? And we the cool thing is like the build your own force is pretty cool, especially when the guys we've seen people come out to the shop to do that because we give away those in the Intel sessions once a year for the Champs Club. But just like all of that, imagine just getting a notification that you're getting a gear bag full, like just stock full of stuff, you know, like that's I don't know, like winning, like we have so many, just cool winning stuff, you know, just like.
Yeah, how cool is it to not just win something that you're going to get one time? The Dynasty Champs Club, when we added that this year, I was like, that's really cool because they're going to get something every month. They're going to be able to come to the Intel sessions. They're going to, if they go to NXLs, they can go to the Dynasty Champs Club section. So it's like winning something for the entire year. You're just going to keep receiving stuff that's super cool, right? Like it's an experience again.
Yeah. Yeah, Jonathan Jones says if you win the Forest, go build it yourself with the guys. It's a cool experience. But yeah, you get to go in there, have lunch with Yosh and Alex, and just see the inner workings of Field 1.
See the craziness.
Yeah, the craziness. So Maddie, where do you see the dust settling now from through the rest of the kind of. Like what do you think is gonna shape up now? Again, we mentioned Ronnie D's on. I don't think he's found a home yet. It seems like the Tauntauns have, they've sold their spot. Marky sold the spot to Collision. Mm-hmm. So LA Collision is gonna be a new pro team. So good for them. I think that's the right move for them. But now the Tauntaun players are all free agents. Do you think Axel goes back to Impact? Do you think Impact's looking for another guy?
I think that could be a possibility.
It just depends on the, I don't know, it's need versus desire. If you look at the top teams, does Fit, Legion, X Factor, like, all these top teams, do they need anybody? Not really. I mean, if you look at how well all these teams did, they don't. You could steel man the argument that they don't need anybody, but that's not how this all works. You know what I mean? A lot of times it's more of like, hey, what can we get? Who can we get? If you got money to spend, if you're the top teams, you got some money to spend. You know, it does come down to those, you know, hey, are you happy? Like, what's it going to take type conversations, as we all well know. And then, so it's, you know, because anytime as people all know, I have conversations with players behind the scenes a lot of times, and people will be like, hey, you know, what am I worth? And I'm like, hey, if you're coming up from like the 20th ranked or from 20 to 15, and you're some badass dude that everyone really likes, we don't know what you're worth until the top tier elite guys start moving. You know, until those pieces start moving and we see what price ranges they're going for, we don't really know what you're worth because you're an unknown. You know, I mean, you may have had a couple good seasons for a team that's coming up the ranks, but so I don't know. As far as what else could happen here, I mean, I think we've seen a lot of the movements early. I'm just interested to see if, you know, is Impact gonna poach anyone else's Damage? Like Damage doesn't have. They have money. They just came off a World Cup win. They don't need to do anything. They don't need to.
Right.
You know, so it's like, why if you're Damage? Why if you're Joey? Yeah, Joey's got always, as an intelligent GM does. You know, he's always gonna have his feelers out there, but they don't need to make any moves. That team's solid. They don't need anybody. So you know, if a top tier money team doesn't need to make a move,
protect the castle right now.
Yeah, exactly. Protect the castle, and they can protect the castle. You know, so then you look at Impact. They, you know, make a move here, move there. Is X Factor going to make any moves? I'm really wondering what Legion's going to do right now. Mm-hmm. And that's kind of one of those situations where, if I was Legion's management and they have money to spend, which they do, and they've been really trying to bring those next tier guys up for the past couple years. And we really haven't seen a breakthrough there. We've seen a couple guys, you know, have some moments where they earned the right to be in the starting five and they played okay, or maybe they had a good game here, good game there, but we haven't seen like a big breakthrough where we're like, oh, this is the new Karslev, or this is, you know, this is going to be like when Malloy retires, this is going to be Malloy's replacement. You know, we really haven't seen that yet. So having not talked to the Legion camp yet here in the past couple weeks, just logic would dictate, based on what they've done in the past, that if I was Legion, they should be making some sort of move here. If they got money to spend, if they can get another big name guy that's willing to buy into their program, which is a big commitment, you know, you gotta be willing to go down and play a lot of paintball if you want to play for Legion.
Yeah, that's the problem though. That's the big one. That's the big kicker.
The time.
Is the time.
It's the kicker, but look at, okay, who are the best teams in the world? It's
right.
Fit, and it's Legion. Who plays the most paintball? It's Pate and Legion. So, you know, like that's how it is. And when you look at the overall standings, I mean, X Factor, they play a lot of paintball too, but I would bet my house on the fact that if we looked at hours played in 2025, that PB Fit and Red Legion have played more hours of paintball per capita for their rosters than anybody else. So I'm just, is Legion going to make a move? Damage is probably not going to make any moves. If I was them, why? What's the point? You know, you really don't need to.
Well, Tauntauns are done, and I think you know, a wild card here too is the Hurricanes.
Yeah,
if
so
they're
I was
going to do
getting
anything
there,
else,
right?
If you're,
So I'm going down the ranks, Kyle. So I was just like, okay, so here's the deal, right? So Hurricanes pick up Fedorov, right? That got announced, right?
yeah.
Okay.
For like a crazy
so
amount of money,
but-
like over $100,000.
Yeah. So Fedorov doesn't play for free. Yeah, exactly, right, Ryan? So like Fedorov doesn't play for free. He comes at a premium. If the Hurricanes are in that level where they're paying Fedorov whatever rumored money he's getting, and that's what the new owner's doing, okay, we now got a new Randy Smith in the mix. You know, we got a new big money guy that's willing to. He's a Bart Yakimak. This dude's gonna throw some money around. Let's see. We got a CJ Botsalis up in here. You know, we got a Sergey from Legion. Like that, we got another guy that's now he wants to play the game. God bless him. Thank God. I would love 10 more of these guys. Can we get 10 more? Hey, rich dudes. Everything else is boring. Paintball's awesome. Let's go. All right. You want to have a badass experience? Fund a paintball team. So Hurricanes coming in hot, and is that the only move they're gonna make? Are they gonna go after Axel? Like, are they gonna get some other Tauntaun guys? Like, because Axel played with Fedorov last year.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's getting a little interesting here. Yeah, I don't know. And then, so what happens with Arsenal spot then, Ryan or Spicka? Like, so Arsenal spot goes to. If Tom Ford's.
I'm not sure
Tom Ford's joining.
Dynasty.
Yeah, so it's up in the air still. I think he wants to, you know, either lease it or lend it or help to put some of the old bodies into a position where they could at least
merge with a team.
Yeah, merge a team. It's going to be, there's still going to be an Arsenal branded team. It just who's filling that roster space is still up in the air. Could be some of the old Tauntaun guys, but basically he's keeping it around so that he doesn't lose the spot and it doesn't get relegated before he decides whether he's going to sell it later in the year. But he still loves the Arsenal name, you know, so he wants to keep that around and running.
The Arsenal name is really cool. When they came out and Revo, respect to Revo, but when it became Arsenal, I just, as somebody that has to talk about this all the time, I was very happy that it was Arsenal and not Revo, because some people would still say Revo and it was a little confusing. So I was a big fan of the Arsenal name. I'm just wondering I got to go in a couple of minutes because I got the kids are screaming, but I'm just wondering what happens with that 11th spot. You know, I mean, is that going to get sold to somebody? You know, we get people chomping at the bit potentially get in here. I don't know. You know, if he's coming over to give his attention to you guys, so but then like Jansen goes to Heat. As far as the coach is concerned, I'm just wondering what happens to our 11th spot. Like the 11th spot in the league is Baltimore Arsenal. And then the main dude there is now moving over to Dynasty with his stars. And I'm just wondering, is he going to own two teams? Like, how is this is a little weird. I don't know what's going to happen with that situation. And
I think, too, like going back to, you know, Impact, too, it might doesn't really need anyone like we're saying. But if Axel's on the table and whether or not, he's got some time spent at the X Factor camp. Another thing I was going to say too is is TJ Danner, is he playing next year?
I hope so.
So that maybe they want to bolster that area, but if you're Impact and Hurricanes are ramping up their elite veteran depth or highlight players, and then Axel's on the table to maybe go back to X Factor. Impact's also might want to get a guy just to weaken another team.
Well, I think Impact are sat on 8 guys, so they have room, right? Yeah. And they that's what they're doing. I think Impact will make another move.
Mm-hmm.
Buster.
Because what, did they drop 2 players or 1?
I think they dropped 1. I think there was. Oh, no. I
Mike
think
wa-
they. Well, yeah, but then as one of them's retired, right?
I think Zupa is stepping away. That's
Zupa.
what I saw. I haven't talked to Zupa. I haven't talked to Mike, so I'm not exactly sure, but that's what it looked like from rumors.
Yeah.
Probably should check in with him. I don't like to dwell on rumors. That's not my specialty, but
Oh, here I've got it.
But that's
ready for that.
1-8, right?
There we go. I can just put that little guy in there.
I heard a very I guess major rumor, like very like, I don't know if there's any seriousness to it, but like that Mishka would go to Red Legion.
that would be fitting if he closed out his career with Red Legion since he started there. That would be really cool. They could use him. That's for sure. He's better than the dudes they have on the bench.
Yeah, he's still good.
We don't know, like
in certain situations.
Sure.
In certain situations, he's better than some of the guys they got on the bench for sure.
and it's still up in the air, right? With who's all going to be at the Heat camp, like as far as like old Heat players. Like, I feel like
I guess
Yeah,
Moorhead's over there.
Oh, he is.
Is that
Moorhead
for
signed
sure?
I mean, that's what I heard or saw. I don't know if it was a text message from somebody, but I don't know. I swear I saw it somewhere.
Because I feel like if you get a couple of those guys and they stay, then most of the core would stay there. But if not, then I feel like they're all going to go somewhere else.
Oh yeah, that's right. Tyler Penelio. That's right. I did hear about that. He's going to be
Oh yeah, he's
a pilot
left.
or a cop or a doctor or a lawyer or I don't know, tattoo artist. He's going to be doing something.
A cop, a doctor, or a tattoo artist? Those are.
I think I said
very
lawyer
things.
and pilot in there as well. So
Yeah, that's all over the place.
pilot.
Hey, Tyler's dope. I love Tyler, so I wish him the best. But he also wasn't a guy getting that many spins for them, so that's not really gonna dictate how well they do in 2026. That's just who's gonna be a guy that got off the bench or not. If he went to like a lower ranked team and was a stud for them, then that's a big conversation.
Right.
But them losing a dude that's not playing that much is not really a big conversation for Impact heading into 2026.
Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, there's definitely some moves to again keep this offseason alive and exciting. That's for sure. Obviously, there've certainly been some fireworks with the amount of team
Been
just
wild so far.
full flips, right?
Yeah.
Every year's wild, right? Every
Every
year.
year, I know. Every year, we're like, it's not gonna get any crazier. Now we're like 3 teams on sale, and it's the one thing with this one, I don't know. I'm wondering to see what's gonna happen at the top end. I just don't see Fit. I think Legion's gonna make a move.
For sure.
X Factor could make a move. Impact, I don't think Damage and Fit are making any moves. Could be wrong here. But then it gets a little wild with how is this rebuild with Heat gonna go? What happens with all the Tauntaun studs? Because those guys are obviously good enough to play at the top end of the league. They prove that. They always have been proving that. What's going to happen? Uprising doesn't really need to make any moves. You guys just made a ton of moves. Hurricanes got money now, so they got Fedorov. So are they going to go after some more guys? Like, what are they going to do?
Yeah, I mean,
And then 11th, Arsenal. It's just there's still a lot in the Ironman. Like Ironman have been making moves the past few seasons. That could get weird. Aftershock, Diesel. I don't know.
yeah, I could see the
see
Europeans
him
sticking together and get Axel and Hugo over to Red Legion. That way they can all kind of wear their chonies out in public around the field and stuff. Make J-Rab feel extra uncomfortable.
All right, hey, gentlemen, I got to go. I love you
All
guys
right.
so much.
All right, thanks, Maddie.
Bye, Maddie.
All right, peace.
Go ahead.
Well, I don't know. I mean, when I talked in the middle of the season too, before I went to Arsenal, I was also talking to the Tauntauns as well, and one of the things Pascal, their coach, told me was, it's like we have a little bit of an older team, so we're not gonna run the guys to this. It's not gonna be like 4 8-hour days of practice. Like we care about like the recovery and a lot of these guys are getting older. So I think that like anyone that has that mindset as far as players, like thinking about going to Florida to stay there for I don't know, 3 to 6 weeks and practice 5 days a week is like, that's not really appealing.
No, it's not.
I mean, I talked to them as well at the beginning of the year, and I not, no offense, I threw like, here's an extremely big number that, you know, I probably don't deserve, but if you want me to do this, this is what it would be. Otherwise, I'm going to like despise paintball after that. At a young age, for sure, like sign me up. That would have been amazing experience. Like, as you get, you know. And I think the, you know, what Maddie's saying, I think it's just slightly different, you know, even if the Hurricanes have a house where everyone lives at, and you, and when you look at fit, I think it's a little bit different because those guys, like, they live in the same area, and you know, some of the guys like work at the paintball field. They're involved, and it's like they're best friends with, you know, with the Red Legion.
Well, it's business.
Yeah, you know, it's just a, you know, big change. I think it needs to be. I don't know. You want to pay that much for salaries, definitely need to. I think like the range is a little bit different there than regular. Like, you know, if you go from 15, let's say 15. Well, there's 5 tournaments. 5 tournaments with 3 weekends. Mm-hmm. The tournament and 2 practices. So 15, maybe 16, 17. You go from like 17 weekends to like 30 weekends.
Yeah, 4 weeks.
So if the money is like, the salary is the same, it's like a little bit harder, you know, pill to swallow, I think.
Did you guys talk about Collision? Wasn't that news today? Collision moving up, buying the spot, Mike and the boys. I think that's great.
Yeah, I think that's great too. You know, I know he was really upset or frustrated at their World Cup performance and was like, "There's no chance." But then, you know, I think after thinking about it, and his guys put in a lot of work. I think they're all pretty ready. I'm stoked for Evan Middleton too. You know, to be in that spot too. But no, it's gonna be that'll be a good ad. You know?
Yeah.
And then they're having tryouts, I think, sometime soon to get that pro spot kind of going and moving and shaking.
Yeah, I mean, Mike will definitely, you know, make sure it's, he knows. Mike's been in the game for a long time, so he knows it. I could see them definitely adding some players as well.
Junior, so what are you thinking? What are you most looking forward to for the upcoming season? Especially aside from this off-season bullshit to be finally over.
Just to rest for a few days.
Yeah. I was saying it happened like over a holiday, over Black Friday and Cyber Monday weekend. Like we need to make the announcement tomorrow. We're like, dude, it's 8 a.m. at Cyber Monday. Like there's like other stuff. We got stuff going on. I'm still hungover from the weekend.
I was doing this. I was trying to get everything done, and then I'm like, and then Hector called me. He's like, hey, so Thursday, I'm thinking about picking you up, and I'm like, oh shit, I have to go to MXL. I didn't remember, so like then I was like full panic mode all day. I'm like, everything is not done that I need to have done.
Yeah, I think it was like 5 hours of phone calls yesterday. I was like, this is sweet.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to just getting around these guys and working and seeing what we can accomplish, right? And we've got to be realistic too. Yes, it looks like a really good team on paper. But that doesn't necessarily mean anything unless we don't all work really hard to make it mean something. Mm-hmm. And that's what I'm looking forward to seeing. The hard work and us all pushing in the same direction. Because, I mean, let's use Damage, for instance. A fantastic roster, a fantastic group, a team that are going to be a very powerhouse team for a long time. It still took them a long time to put it together. World Cup, in theory, saved their season. And we need to work hard so we can gel, so we can connect, because it takes time. We've got to put the work in. But if there's anybody who's got that blueprint, it's Dynasty. Mm-hmm. So I'm looking forward to just getting around it and working it and really putting it together. I'm looking forward to building a coaching team that makes sense, that fits, and I'm excited for that challenge.
Yeah, I am optimistic that the gelling process is kind of like I don't know if I want to say it's expedited on our team, right? Or what it is exactly, because I mean, even this year after kind of losing all those bodies early, we still managed to, with the chip on our shoulders, go out there and perform really well at the beginning of the season. Now that performance had gone down as a result of, I don't know exactly what, maybe a little complacency here and there, but I think that the influx of players, and there's no room for complacency with a deep roster. Like, you've got to show up and you've got to put the work in and you've got to be doing the extracurricular stuff, because if you don't, it shows, and it'll mean you're possible cutting into your playing time, which is something that a lot of times teams don't have, right? If you don't have a competitive roster, there's a part of you that's like, I got to work hard, but there's sometimes that you're like, I don't really have to work hard this weekend. I'm going to take it off because I'm in, right? And that's that mindset that you got to stay in of I want to win and I need to win and I need to do this and I want to make sure that I don't let the guys down to the side of me. And that's another thing that plagues, I think, high value teams or teams with big roster spend and big budgets, is a lot of times they don't really care too much about the guy next to them. And I think that's one of the things that with Dynasty is everybody wants to be here for multiple reasons, but the biggest thing is that they want to be here. It's not like I'm just here because I'm gonna get paid. I don't like it, which definitely happens on a lot of teams.
Yeah, 100%. The cream's going to rise to the top, and I hope everybody has the same hunger and same drive. And I want them to make my life difficult in who should play, because it means we're firing on all cylinders, right? The harder it becomes for that, the better the team becomes. And as long as we all understand that we're doing it for the same reasons, which Dynasty are really good at that. They want to win for them, not just for themselves, right? The amount of times I've seen the veterans on Dynasty be more happy because they've got a win for the guy that just joined the team than winning themselves because they've done it enough. Mm-hmm. And that's a pretty special place to be.
Yeah. Let's see. Does anybody else have any other questions here? What gear? Nope. Yeah, man, I'm excited for it. I'm stoked for Dynasty Family Weekend. I'm excited for the new guys on the team. I'm excited to have Mikey back in the fold. There's a lot of things that I'm pretty excited for the off season, and this is gonna be cool. I think we landed on our feet again.
And the hard work begins.
Yeah, that's right. That is right. So, Junior, thank you for jumping on. I appreciate it. Thank you for coaching us. Thanks for putting in all the hard work and everything that you do. I know that you run. We mentioned it today. two brick and mortar stores, a paintball field, and BFPGear.com. So I know you have your hands full. And then also now the full-time employee for Dynasty, putting in all the extra hours and work. And then on top of all of that, watching film and really honing in. Actually, I already know how your thoughts on ABJ because we've talked about it, and I know you used to coach him. Tell me a little bit about Stephen O'Mara before we.
When watching O'Mara, the reason I'm super stoked when his name came up, and once I started to watch tape, and again, just like Weaver, you notice these certain players on every team. There's always a couple on every team because you sat out there, you're watching all the games. He's very, very versatile, and that's one thing that I think it will be a great opportunity and a great fit for us. He is sort of a menace because he's all over the field, all over. He can play up the middle. He can go on the Dorito side. You see him in the snake. Like when you're trying to scout them, you're like, wow, I don't have a read where they're going to do. And unless the guys can work it out on the box from where he's going to go, because during the match we just scouted, he was all over the place. Mm-hmm. I don't think we have to move him around as much on Dynasty as Arsenal probably needed to, but he's definitely a menace across all areas of the field, which I liked. So that's what got my vote on that one for sure.
Sweet. Yeah, like I said, like in the beginning of the show, I prefaced it with like, I'm just. It's like whenever you're playing against a guy that's like just like you're the worst, like the opponent, like it gets under your skin and just always to super tenacious and just always alive and doing damage and just kind of everywhere. That's the type of guy that you want on your team. So, and then also talking to Kyle quite a bit about him too. You know, getting the skinny here from over the last week or so from Kyle. Obviously solidified a lot of those assumptions and understandings.
Yeah, and then Mikey, you know, that's the last one. Obviously, we did touch on it, ABJ, but Mikey is, we know what we're going to. He's constantly improved. He's so hungry. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Literally, just before the show, I was on the phone with him.
Sick.
And I was walking. Adrenaline started running just from how he was talking about it. And you can't teach that. He's just got it. He's going to be hungrier than ever. And to see that, I think we're in a good place with Mikey.
Hell yeah.
Awesome.
Well, I'm excited. I'm very, very excited here for all of that. All right, man. Well, we're going to give some stuff away. Junior, thank you very much. As a reminder to everybody out there, Junior is from BFPGear.com. That's your online shop for everything you need for paintball, and they're having their holiday sale right now that has the raffle going on from all the way till the 31st, and it is loaded with prizes. So you guys can win all sorts of stuff. I'm going to post the thing up here again, but free paint for a year is one of them. A custom Waffle Force HK Army gear bag filled with stuff, goggles, packs, the whole situation. I think you're giving away 5 of those. A HORMESIS head to toe sponsorship, 5 of those. A Dynasty Champions Club year experience, meaning you're gonna have a year membership to the Dynasty Champions Club, and then an entire World Cup roster of 9 signed Dynasty jerseys. So load you up with paint, and I think you guys said there's a couple runners up with the paint where it's 1 case a month.
Yeah, 4 people are going to get a case a month. Yep.
Okay, and is this limited to U.S.
Yeah,
participants only?
48, whatever it is.
Not shipping to Djibouti.
I'm not. Yeah, not shipping there.
You know where Djibouti is?
No.
It's in Djibouti.
I knew it was coming.
It's a real place, also. It's in Africa. The capital of Djibouti's in Djibouti. All right, Junior. Thank you very much. I appreciate all your support. And
if you're spinning the wheel, do you want to do a couple of $25 BFP Gear gift cards?
I sure do.
Awesome.
Hell yeah. I might even still have one in my bag somewhere from our scavenger hunt.
Oh, that's right. You can use it. You can use it.
I'll well, I don't know if I have it or not.
All right, guys. I'm gonna let you go. Thank you very much. Talk to you all soon.
All right, man.
Thank you, Junior.
Speak soon. Later, Junior. Bye. Alrighty, Junior Brown, BFPGear.com. Thank you very much for joining the show. Dude, this is a good one. This is a really good one. Oh, it's just a little outro with the NECTR projector right here. This is a really good one, man. I don't know. I still think it's a pretty wild off season.
Still is for sure.
Yeah, I think it's a insanely wild off season. 45. And just with the sheer amount of not just like big upper echelon shakeups, more so because it's more so because of the teams that we're losing. You know, like there's a lot of teams out there that are like gone.
Yeah,
that's where I'm drawing my decision from. You know.
Yeah.
Was the fact that like all these teams are just kind of melted away.
Yeah.
And then just now scrambling to find spots, and then there's like, and then the new Hurricanes owner comes in, like just when you thought, okay, well, if Randy's out, that's a big chunk of change that's now missing from the player pool and the offer pool, and then all of a sudden this guy comes over and drops, you know, possibly 6 figures to get Fedorov over here.
Yeah.
So there's always a fish. There's always a fish that's out there, or a whale, as they say. Okay, Mega members, we've got prizes, we got things going on here. Thank you guys, everybody who's a supporter of the show, everybody whose name is in green and has joined the show as a member. We really appreciate you. Mr. Chris Dahl winning a prize right now. Support GOAT right there. Colton Dahl's father Appreciate all the parents out there as well. Big thanks to all of our show sponsors and supporters. NECTR Energy. I know that they had a big sale over the weekend. Also just got into Walmart. Big shout out to those guys. Getting us through the day.
Yeah.
Mr. Patch, another support goat, traveling from overseas to help support Dynasty in the pits. Also hooking young Sloan up for a little a bead, like a little necklace building kit. One of those things that spill and get everywhere. I really appreciate that, Patch. That was a nice one. Also gave the old lady and I a nice bottle of Scotch whiskey. I think it maybe lasted 2 days before. I mean, I had to have some of it, otherwise Camille was inhaling it.
Yeah.
You know how that is. And loaded up with good candy. Also, big shout out to Pate Smith and Pate Smith Law. We gotta get Pate back in here. We gotta get a little bourbon hour with Pate. Maybe towards the
I talked to him like a week ago. He has been slammed. So.
Oh, I'll bet.
Yeah.
It's storm season.
Yeah.
Right. So if any of you guys out there are have an insurance claim, so a lot of it is home insurance, property insurance, but any kind of insurance claim where you guys are trying to navigate the intricacies of your claim and your benefits and all that stuff, give Pate Smith a call. He will, for free, walk you through the entire process and let you know whether or not your claim is worth pursuing and what your options are. He's a great dude, and yes, maybe we'll invite. He should fly out here. Maybe he could help us finish this thing. And then once we're done with this, we can file a claim, an insurance claim against this Cole Di Sasso over here. No, but Pate's awesome, and he also sponsors Move of the event. So we will need to get a hold of him to find out who's making the big $5,000 reward for Move of the event there. So,
and then
big thanks to him.
Did we do the? We already
no, we're gonna do boats right now.
Yeah.
Boat boys right now are getting loaded up. Let's see, we've got
probably can do a boat. We could probably do a boat squad gift every week, all the way through Christmas.
Yeah, if you want to, we could definitely do it. Let's do boat. We'll do. This is the season of boat giveaways. So next week.
Or is that everyone?
That's
I thought
it.
There was.
No, we actually got 2 new ones today. So big shout out to the boat squad members. Yeah. Actually, this is everybody right here. Just re-downloaded the list. Boat squad members. We appreciate everybody who's a member of the show. Big thank you to all of you guys. Everybody who likes and comments on this, that means a lot to us. Helps get us, out here every single week to provide you guys with a mediocre at best show. But sometimes we get the bangers, guys. And then, it's always good in the off season with the juice and the excitement. Matty Marshall, thank you always for jumping on. Alex FRAIGE, big thanks to Marcelo. We wanted to get him on after the win, but I think his show is going on as well. So congrats to him. I still talk to Marcelo quite often, especially in the off season for pickups and stuff like that. So I do appreciate his support. It doesn't mean we're not going to still ask Chris Shear every day if he wants to play with us. But we got Mikey, we got ABJ, we got Omar, and we got Weaver on the squad. We've got a big full roster, and it's going to be a very competitive one. Hopefully I can stay healthy. Hopefully Alex doesn't have any anniversary parties that he's planning on attending over the same weekend of an event. But I'm really excited about this season. We're going to be talking about it a lot more throughout the year. And yes, Justin, this is a preposterous amount of wine that Kyle and I will inevitably have to drink at some point in time this season. When is New Year's? Let's see. Next week, I think we have Anthony Vitale on New Year's is on a Thursday. Maybe we'll drink it on the 29th to prep our bodies for New Year's.
There we go.
The 30th. So we're super hungover the next day. Anthony Vitale, we have him coming on next week to talk about the upcoming Combine, Team USA, and what Twister and Boston Paintball have in store. Speaking of Twister and Boston Paintball, if you are a player, a team, a scenario team, and you guys are looking for sponsorship, what's up, Sloan? Yeah. If you guys are looking for sponsorship, visit paintballsponsorship.com. I'm helping to run the JT sponsorship department here. We've got 3 excellent levels of sponsorship from an all-in to a 5-star to the core team packages. Also scenario teams. If it's you and your buddies and you guys just want to look cool and match, we do have scenario gear coming out as well with jerseys with patches on the Velcro patches on the shoulders. The Brigade program is coming out. But anybody out there who is looking for any type of sponsorship, doesn't matter whether or not you are a semi-pro, pro, Division 2, Division 6, or it's just you and a handful of buddies that want to match and look good, we can help all of you guys out, and you get access to our design team. So Jared Lackey, who actually helps design a lot of the Dynasty jerseys, he will be at your call, and that is included in the sponsorship packages. Also, big time contingencies for regional events. So if you guys are playing, pretty much GI supports every regional event out there. So if you guys podium out there, we're gonna hook you guys up with some contingencies as well. Mm-hmm. So lots of really great perks and everything. So just check out paintballsponsorship.com. Maybe you guys get a little first look at one of these jackets or anything like that. The new pants, the new merch drops at jntpaintball.com. All sorts of stuff locked in there because it's off season, so you got to lock in your sponsorships. Lock in your sponsorships. And that's also for all you WCPPL teams out here. We are a supporter of the WCPPL. All right, let's go over to the Boat Squad section here. Sloan, you didn't win today, but that's not to say you won't win.
Wait,
next week.
Did you put me on?
You're not on the Boat Squad. You're like a mega support status member. Boat is better because it's the best of all time.
Boat is better? Like the Boat Squad's more better?
The Boat Squad is better, yes.
So can I go on a Boat Squad?
Maybe we'll put you on there next week.
Like maybe.
Shout out to Mr. Kev, our very first Boat Squad member. The first win of our Christmas giveaway. So you're getting a Kyle Spicka jersey. Chris Dahl, Patch, and Dub Nasty also winners. Justin Graham, Bashful, Richard Harris, and Yuk Yu Zan are all also winners. You guys are going to be getting a combination of some NECTR prizes, some Gen X prizes, some BFP Gear, $25 gift cards, and all sorts of good stuff. What else do we got?
Maybe we
What else? We're going to give away one of these goggles next week.
No,
Do you think
not
we should...
the purple one.
Well, the pink one? There's no purple one.
Yeah, this one's the pink.
Pink.
Okay,
So we've also got an unreleased birthstone goggle that might come out. We've got the yellows. So one of these is going to be going out. Also working on the holiday gift giveaway as well.
You have to put these on my head.
Okay. Here, put these on your face all the way.
Wait.
And say, "See you next Tuesday. Don't tell your mom."
See you next Tuesday. Don't tell your mom.
Yes. Don't call your mom.
Spicka Span Show.
But really don't do it this time because you did it last time and I got in trouble.